joined with
Brother Wolf here.
This is the Benchmark Podcast. We try to go ahead and take a little bit of previous experiences, critical thinking, mesh together to get a good result. It's been that time. It's foosball time. It's week 2 of the NFL season, and wanted to see what was going to happen. And one of the things that was very clear already happened. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. So I don't know what this means for the Jets, but we figure we're going to go ahead and throw our picks out there and see what happens. And hopefully Caesar's Playbook decides to say, hey, we can give you a sponsorship. We'll all be all about that life. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and go through our divisional winners and then try and make a bracket and figure out who our Super Bowl champion will be. You want to go first or me?
You go ahead. You go first.
All right.
I
so
normally go first.
Just asking.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start it off. I'll do one and then throw it back to you. So AFC North. I am picking the Steelers to win this division, even though it's likely that most people say the Bengals. I believe they're the Bungles for a reason. I believe in who dat over who dey. And unfortunately, they haven't won it, and I believe there's going to be a regression. With Mike Tomlin at the helm, I believe Pickens and Pickett will be able to do something, as well as the fact that their running game has finally picked up. So, yeah, I'm picking the Steelers to win the AFC North. Who you got?
My pick would be the Ravens. I really think that and this is one of those ones that I was on the fence over. I was thinking, well, maybe the Bengals. I was thinking, well, maybe the Browns, maybe the Ravens. I was going in between the three of them. But at the end of the day, I think that the concept, the coaching, I think that the Ravens have a much more experienced, at least planning, than the other teams that are involved in it.
I mean, you could make it simple. They paid Lamar, so let's see what happens, right?
Right. I mean, Lamar, what was it, 2 years ago, was on par with Mahomes?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so it's one of those, you have an MVP season and you're not going to pay the man?
There you go.
Fair enough. So who you have winning the AFC East?
The AFC East, that one was kind of easy one for me. Buffalo. The reason why was because they've been on the cusp for so often, and what you're going to see later is I have them pretty highly ranked as far as overall is concerned anyway. And in that division, you got Miami, in which is a decent team, but it has had its share of hiccups in the past. If you talk about a choke city, that is a choke city.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, and I'm a Dan Marino fan, so that's one of those things.
You wear isotoner?
I have before.
I have as well, so
Yeah, the Jets, like you said, that big hit would they'd have been up there somewhere, but that big losing Aaron, their season is sunk, and it's only 2 games in. And then the Patriots, they can't get a win. They can't even borrow one from another team. Like I don't know what the hell is going on. I guess Belichick found out he needed Brady all these years.
Oh, so yeah, I have to eat some humble pie. I thought Belichick was better than Brady.
I was agreeing with you, brother. Me too, but damn.
So yeah, this humble pie doesn't taste that good. But the funny part is the option for Brady to join the Jets. If that happens,
that would be fun. I feel as though Brady would do that just to be petty.
I'll say it like this: if Brady joins the Jets, I'm going straight to my nearest bookie. I mean, friend, and we're going to make a friendly. You get the point I'm making. Facetiousness aside, I picked Miami. I believe Tua will be not concussed and throwing up signs when he's on the ground. Jesus, that was scary. I believe that Buffalo is not the answer. Buffalo's time has passed. Josh Allen is not the quarterback that you want, but he's the quarterback you deserve. I've said it before, Stephon Diggs is not a number 1 receiver. He's a number 2 receiver playing number 1 when he shouldn't be. I don't take the Bills to do anything other than get to the playoffs. Wow. So the other options, like you summed up the Patriots well. Moving on. And for the Jets, I with Sauce Gardner, with with Dalvin Cook moving over there, that was an increase, but I'm still not sold on Cook. So if that's the case, and with Rodgers dropping, I had to pick Miami. It's the only thing that makes sense. You got a great
For me,
coordinator.
it was between the two of them. It was between Miami and Buffalo, but Buffalo I gave the edge to. You gave the edge to Miami, and I understand.
Great coordinator, two great receivers. It's a passing league. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, so back to me, AFC West. I'm picking my Chiefs. Let's not sit there and pretend. I mean, my homeboy is the GOAT. He is the Brady heir apparent. Is that a fair statement?
Yes. The only problem that I have, and you're gonna. Oh well, first of all, I don't want to cut you off. Are you done with the?
No, yeah. Go ahead, brother. That was the...
So the only problem I have is that, and I brought this up before the beginning of the season to somebody else. I brought this up to a Cowboys fan out there. They know who they are.
Do I know who they are?
Yes, you know them. But the point is the fact that I really said at the beginning of the season, I think the Chiefs' bubble has popped, and there's only one reason why. Mahomes is the greatest quarterback currently in the league. I will give you that. The problem is they have slowly dismantled that team till he is probably the greatest chance that they have of winning. But outside of him, there are holes all over the Chiefs right now.
We just signed Chris Johnson. Poo-poo on that. We still have Travis Kelce, and he told a mayor he's a jabroni.
Yes, and that is a problem. He will get that back. They will get revenge back on that. I'm
So you're saying the Bengals are going to go ahead and knock out my Chiefs?
I'm just saying they didn't forget. They did not forget.
Fair enough.
They have signs up on their city pointing to Kelce saying, "We did not forget."
So I guess he should have knew his role and shut his mouth.
Right?
Fair enough. I ain't mad at you. So
But yeah,
who are you
but
picking?
I actually picked the Raiders to win. I picked the surprise. Yeah, I picked the Raiders to actually win. The reason why, okay, we look at this. Wait, we look at the West.
I just got to make notes. I mean, you. I didn't think I had to take notes.
I saw the look on your face when I said it. Okay, so you look at the West. Besides, we know the Chiefs, in their history. You look at the Chargers, and you look at what's been going on with the Chargers, and they're almost dead in the water, right? And then you look at the Broncos, and you see they are not having an easy time adjusting to Peyton being the play caller, and they're still not quite with Russell being the key quarterback. So those two teams, they're kind of out of the running. So then that leaves you with the Chiefs and the Raiders, and I already told you, my thing with the Chiefs is I feel as though they've taken away, like Tyreek Hill isn't there anymore. Several members of their offensive line have been let go. They have holes in the Chiefs, and I agree with you. I think Mahomes is probably the greatest quarterback in the league right now. Matter of fact, I'd say I am almost 80% sure he's the greatest quarterback in the league right now. But a quarterback alone does not win a Super Bowl, and that's
Tell that to Joe Namath.
A quarterback alone doesn't even win a division these days, and that's hard to say. But like I said, the Raiders overall, they were close last year to something great, and I think they're going to get a little bit closer this year.
My concern is that Jimmy Garoppolo does not compare to Mahomes. And I believe that, following your logic, that if a quarterback doesn't win you games, then Garoppolo could lose them, right? Because that's the inverse, right?
I do say that, but Garoppolo doesn't have to be a better quarterback than Mahomes. I don't think he has a chance at that. But the Raiders just have to be a better team than the Chiefs.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yes.
All right, so moving on to the AFC South. Who you got?
So the AFC South, I have the Titans, and that's a close one for me. But I think the Titans are going to go over the Jaguars, the Colts, and the Texans. I think the Titans, I think Ryan Tannehill will somehow find a way in order to get the Titans to the next level, I know. I see you shaking your head.
King Henry will find a way to get the tight
and
end.
they have one of the best running backs in the league too, Derrick Henry. So you know.
No. The reason I say that is that I am not confident in it. So as New Orleanians and Saints fans, rewatching key points of that game, Tannehill had left 14 points on the board. There were people wide open.
Yes.
Until they get a better QB, nothing's happening.
Right.
So in following my pick for last year, remember, I picked Jacksonville to upset the Chargers.
Yes,
and I was
you
correct
did.
on that one.
You did.
So following all the changes, I'm picking Jacksonville to do it.
Okay.
To
And
be
I
the
can understand
to be the
that.
division winner.
Once again, it was in between the two of them for me also with that one, and I went the other way.
Fair enough. All right, so we're going to pick the NFC division winners. Then we have to figure out what our wild card, then go from there.
Okay.
So NFC North, I'm Lions bandwagon. I've done it before. I'll do it again. When we had John Kitna, when we had Reggie Bush, I thought the Lions were going to do something. They didn't, but they are slowly making enough waves.
I agree with you, brother. I give it to the Lions this year too. I think this will be a magic year that they'll make it pretty high.
And if we go what you said with Justin Fields being the quarterback, yeah, the Bears have something, but they don't have enough of something. The Packers are still in limbo, and Kirk Cousins is not going to do it.
Right.
And so with their defense being questionable, and I just don't see Justin Jefferson carrying this team by himself.
No, it's it's going to be,
and also the gritty's not that good of a dance. Just end story.
Right. So I mean, like I said, the Lions, I think they'll have a pretty easy run of the NFC North. Much like another team that I think will have a pretty easy run of the NFC South. But
let's get that one over with. Say it, because I agree with you most likely.
Yeah, the Saints are going to win the NFC South. I think those two divisions are almost a foregone conclusion right now. Now, of course, things can happen. Craziness can always happen, injuries and stuff like that. But I think those two teams are the two teams that most people would agree would win those two divisions.
Co-signed. Saints winning. Like, it would have to take for Bryce to come out and show his complete behind,
right,
or a cacophony of injuries, whatever nonsense. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in agreement with that one. So I'll move on, unless you have something else.
Well, I was just going to say, at the quarterback level, at the running back level, at the wide receiver level, experience is on one team. In each, actually, I think in actually both of those, in all of those situations, except for the Vikings. And we all know the reason why Kirk Cousins isn't it.
You like that? You like that? You like that?
So that's the reason why those two teams, I think, are it. So with that being said, NFC East, what do you say for the East? I'm interested in this one.
I'm going to try to keep my language appropriate, but this is a cluster somewhat. I literally could not pick because if we go from last year, the Giants got right. Brian Dable was showing his behind.
Oh my
Eagles,
God. But
Eagles
they looked horrible this year in that first game.
You mean the
Jesus.
stomping they took?
Yeah, I mean.
But here's the problem.
My God, that changed my season pick for that division, looking at that.
Here's the problem. The Giants are always a slow burn team. That's number one. And number two, do you trust Dak Prescott at the helm? Now, mind you, I want to meet Dak Prescott. I want to have a beer with him. I actually am rooting for him. Rain Dakota.
You're not going to call him Rain right now. You weren't calling him Rain, so that gave you. That meant you had a little bit more respect for him this year than you had last year.
I want him to win. I really do. But you need to strip some stuff out the playbook, make it as simple as possible, so that way you can't have. One of the worst things to do is when you have an option route and both people aren't on the same page. Like, imagine you have somebody who's conservative, some guy's a gunslinger. The gunslinger's going to go for it. The conservative's going to be like, why didn't you check down to just the marker? You know what I mean? Right. And I believe that's what we need to do. We need to say, on this play, we always go up unless this person's here or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And as such, if you're telling me I got to bet the farm on Rain Dakota, I do not do it. I'll give you the phone bill. That's it. but I'm not betting the farm. So as such, Cowboys are not a division winner, but the best thing I've ever heard of was the fact that if the Cowboys were in the AFC, they wouldn't even sniff the wild card.
Wow.
And I agree with that statement. I am picking the Washington, whatever their names are, to win the division. And Dougie, first off, there's a whiskey train and it's coming. And I agree with you. I don't want to agree with you because I won't give you any credence. But excuse me, the Eagles taking a step back.
Uh-huh.
I don't put everything on them. And Mac Jones, no, excuse me, not Mac Jones, that plays for the Patriots. Daniel Jones, he is not worth $80 million. That is not the going rate for a quarterback. There is somebody collegiately who could be better than him. So I got to go with.
You said the Eagles took a step back. The Giants took about 50 steps back.
But also the Eagles are 2-0 right now, considering.
Right,
so I'm picking the Commanders on this one. What you got?
My pick was strikingly. I haven't gone this way in a long time. I'm picking the Cowboys to win the NFC.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it does not happen.
did Bayless get to you?
No.
Do you know that?
He would be a reason to not pick the Cowboys.
Wow.
But
So are you picking Rain Dakota?
So here's the thing. I'm picking the Cowboys winning despite Rain Dakota. They have solid receivers. They have all the tools that they had before. The only problem is I see that the other teams in the division have regressed.
Okay. Now here's the question I have for you. If you didn't pick the Vikings because of Kirk Cousins, why are you picking the Cowboys because of Dak?
Because I would pick Dak over Kirk Cousins, honestly.
Fair.
That's the reason why.
Fair.
Dak has won several highest-rated quarterback awards. I think Kirk has won several left the house with his shoes untied awards.
I'm about to say comeback maybe. All right. So here's the one that's going to be obvious. For the NFC West, I believe it's a choice between the 49ers and the Seahawks to be the division champ.
Yes. Yeah.
I picked them to win the Super Bowl last year, but Brock Purdy's injury was devastating. You still have Deebo Samuel. You still got C-Mac. You got Kittle.
I'm picking the 49ers this year to carry the NFC West.
And even though Geno is coming out and trying to show his ass, I still, one, I despise Pete Carroll. And two, I do believe they are a better team overall. So I'm picking. So we're both 49ers.
Yeah, both 49ers.
We're both. So the only difference is in the NFC East where you pick the Cowboys, I picked the Washington.
That's the only difference in the NFC that we have. Now, the AFC, of course, we had a lot of differences.
But wait, we got to do the easy thing. So who are your two picks for the wild card spots in the AFC and the NFC?
Well, see, in the NFC, I think it's going to be who are going to be the closer teams. I think it's going to be the Eagles, and I think it's going to be the Seahawks. I think. Well, no. Yeah. It would be in between the Eagles and Commanders or the Seahawks.
Okay.
So those three teams, I think, are going to be the ones that are going to be up for.
So
the
you have to pick two, though. You remember this is a non-scientific pedal to the metal survey.
Actually, it's 7 now. So actually, I'm right. Yeah.
Well, no. Remember the when had the bye. So I picked, just to make you laugh, I picked the Eagles and the Cowboys. I believe the East is that strong that they will go ahead and show out.
I mean, I could agree that could happen.
And I do understand picking the Seahawks. I really do. But that's what I'm picking as 1 and 2 as my options. For the AFC, I'm picking the Jets and the Bengals.
Yeah. No. I would pick the Chiefs as a wild card, of course, because I didn't pick them as a champ. Mm-hmm. And I would pick. I'd say I pick Miami as the other wild card.
Okay. So with that said, let's just move it on and just move it to the conference championships of each team. If I'm picking the AFC, and of course it depends on how they're seeded. Conference championship, I'm picking Miami versus the Chiefs.
Conference championship, I'm picking Buffalo versus the Ravens.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. You are trying to make. Ooh. Do you have a crush on Josh Allen?
No, no, I swear they are right there each year. Each year they are right there. You cannot debate me on this. They are right there. I know you feel as though Josh Allen is. You can't understand how Josh Allen is always there, but I swear
I can
to
ask
God,
Thurman
they
Thomas.
they are right there. Like and like this. Buffalo is one of those franchises that is always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like, I swear.
Oh, Adrian, that's for you. I'm telling you, next time I see you, you're always giving me mess about Buffalo. Always a bridesmaid. That's. Salute. So if that's the case, how you pick them? How you pick them?
Because they on paper. This is strong. Those 4 years in which they almost won the Super Bowl, in which they got beat by NFC teams again and again and again and again.
No,
They were
waxed. One of them being the Cowboys.
The point is that 2 of those years they were the favorites in that game by double-digit numbers, and they just couldn't do it.
Boy,
Do it.
say it with me.
Never make it.
Don't just say you can't make it. No. That's why I don't get it. I don't get it. Like
Because they should be the better team. This is the thing. On paper, they should be the better team. Just on.
I believe you're looking at the paper wrong.
I'm looking at a different paper than you are.
Yeah, like I said, you
obviously.
didn't get the right. You're looking at the wrong memo. You're looking at the few years before. So, like I said, for AFC, I picked the Jets and Bengals. You picked Chiefs and what was the other one?
No, I picked Buffalo and Ravens
No,
for
wait.
AFC.
No, for the conference. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you picked Buffalo and the Ravens. I picked Miami and the Chiefs. Oh, that's a whole lot different. So who's winning the game?
Well, I'm picking Buffalo is going to win the game.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. But I look at the other teams, and the way how I had it, they're going to have a much stronger line. I'm going to pick them to have home field advantage.
ooh,
I'm going to pick them to have home field advantage.
we coming back to this one. Moving on to the NFC. I'm looking at it right now. This is a cluster to beyond belief. Let's do the easy thing right now and knock out the Saints. They're not going anywhere further than the playoffs. Is that a fair statement?
Actually, I'm going to debate you on this, and the reason why, and I said I sound like a fanboy. I sound like a fanboy right now, but I look at the other 4 teams that I had in there, and I saw that those teams have holes too. So God, that sounds horrible. I would pick the Saints in order to win the NFC Championship game against the 49ers or the Lions. Between the two of them, it is.
Now, with my hatred for Joe Montana, that would be a dream come true.
That's what and that's why I said the Lions may Cinderella it, and that would stop it. But I would pick the Saints or the Saints versus the 49ers, and I would pick the Saints in order to win that championship game.
I mind you, I want that to happen.
I know and the funny thing is, I think the reason why you don't think that will happen is not about the talent. I think the reason why is because you know the history.
No. I'm gonna say this one. Remember what the Minnesota Miracle was? Stephon Diggs. He avoided that tackle, got in, and we lost that playoff
Like
game.
I said,
whoa.
the
Let me
history.
finish. The point I'm making is, my homie Cut Dog. He said it best. That missed tackle, that going for the hit instead of the
icing
wrap
on the
up.
cake.
No, it was poor coaching.
True.
It was not having your discipline to maintain your gap or know your assignment, or that was poor discipline, which is a coach's problem.
And
so
we have the same head coach that we had as defensive coordinator back then. I know where you're going with this.
yeah,
brother.
I am not sold on Dennis Allen. That's what it is. So if I'm not sold on Dennis Allen, I don't believe he's going to take us to the promised land. Pat Riley, maybe. Dennis Allen, not so much. So the point I'm getting at is I don't see that happening. I want it to, but I don't see that happening. Now, if I had to pick, I believe I'm picking the 49ers once again. And if I have to pick, the Lions are a feel-good story, but not the good story. I'm picking a team for the NFC East. Which one? I just don't know.
That you see where the problem was with that?
Well, watch your tone and delivery.
Do you see where the problem was with that?
I'm going to just go ahead and say I'm going to pick I'm going to go with my dark horse pick, and I'm going to just take it all the way and ride it to the bank. Washington, whatever its name is, versus the 49ers.
As a Saint, as a lifelong New Orleanian, tell me about how it would feel if the Saints were to be in a championship, in an NFC championship game, either the 49ers or the Cowboys in the NFC championship game.
First off, it doesn't have to be the championship to beat the Cowboys, and I'll still be happy. That's just put that on the record.
Petty. But yeah.
And also, here's the funny part. One of the reasons why I despise the 49ers and the Cowboys is not just because of Joe Montana. It's because of Colorado.
Colorado.
Deion Sanders.
Oh.
I despise Deion. When it comes to the love him, hate him, I'm in the hate him category.
Right.
I don't think he was that good. He couldn't tackle. I need somebody who can go ahead and do that. He could catch the ball, but, that's easy to do when you ain't got to worry about nothing else. Right. So I'm picking, even though I do not feel confident about the NFC pick, the NFC pick, I'm picking Commanders, 49ers.
Commanders, 49ers. And you're picking the 49ers to win it.
I'm picking 49ers. So if I'm picking 49ers, which is like last year, I'm almost tempted to say between Miami and 49ers. I'm almost tempted to say Miami, but I still don't see their defense being enough. So I'm going ahead and saying 49ers. I'm picking 49ers to win it all. Are you saying Buffalo wins it all?
As you know, yeah, this is the year that I'm picking them to win the bouquet.
You said it,
I'm picking them to actually go up, leap over everybody else, kick somebody in the nose, and actually win the bouquet.
That sounds horrible. Why are football cities kicking each other? Can't we all just get along? Shouldn't we have some unity? So you're picking Buffalo to get it all.
Yeah, I'm picking Buffalo.
And if you had to put the seeding, and then just to ask you the question, there's the spots. Where do you seed the Rain Dakota-led Cowboys? I'm seeing them as like a third to fourth seed.
I would say fourth seed. Because if I have the 49ers and Lions in there, I would pick the second seed to be in between the 49ers and Lions. And that's where I would pick the second seed.
And like I said, we didn't pick the seeding because it's just way too early and all that stuff.
But that's how I would preliminarily think about it.
Fair enough. So with that said, we've got a disparity between us, and I do believe this is an exercise in bias because my bias for the Chiefs and the 49ers was showing through on the positive and the negative side. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite jokes from that time period was the difference between the Buffalo Bills and Cheerios.
One has a ring.
No, yeah. Cheerios belongs in a bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And it just hurts. I don't see it happening, man. I don't. Like at this point, I want to find a bet we could do that's not monetarily related and just is be like, you already owe me a Pocky. You already owe me that.
Those are banned now, kind sir.
Watch your tone and delivery. We can find something else. But neither here nor there. You've now got some picks for entertainment purposes only. But if you do win something, you feel free to help out the podcast. We definitely enjoy it. Go ahead and hit us up, therealbizmarkpodcast@gmail.com. For the time being, we're hoping that this is a great football season. No foolishness, no nonsense. Just enjoy the game. That said, this is Wine Collins and Brother Will. We'll see you next time, guys.
Thank
Thank you for listening to the Benchmark Podcast, a product of Benchmark Media LLC, where we always attempt to establish a positive benchmark. We would like to remind everyone that the views and opinions expressed are strictly the views and opinions of each individual, and those views do not reflect the stance of Benchmark Media. Any opinion stated is not to be construed as professional advice or help. Please contact a professional for any help you may require. We would like to thank all of our guests for today and also for contributions of our listening family. Remember to contact us at therealbenchmarkpodcast@gmail.com or www.therealbenchmarkpodcast.com. Or you can follow us on social media, Facebook, or Instagram. And if you'd like to be a friend of the show, you can donate to us on our PayPal.
You can give me a drink.
All rights reserved by Benchmark Media, LLC.